A bill authorized by a lawmaker could potentially allow the federal government to prevent any American who owes back taxes from traveling outside the U.S., and that is getting one step closer to becoming law. It's called Senate Bill 1813, introduced back in November by Senator Barbara Boxer of California. Half a decade into the deepest U.S. housing crisis since the 1930s, many Americans are hoping the crisis is finally nearing its end. House sales are picking up across most of the country. The plunge in prices slowing, and attempts by lenders to claim back properties from struggling borrowers dropped by more than a third in 2011, hitting a 4-year low. But a painful part two of the slump looks like it's ready to unfold. Many U.S. homeowners face the prospect of losing their homes this year as banks pick up the pace of foreclosures. Who has been warning us about this for some time? None other than Gerald Celente. Here it comes, Gerald, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Now that the banks have done a deal with the government after that so-called robo-signing scandal, they're at it again, and they're on the foreclosure march. We're looking this year, George, about some 10 million homes are at the risk of default. Some 12 million borrowers owe more than their homes are worth. They call it being underwater. And when you really look at this, this is worse than the Great Depression. Adjusted for inflation, home sales, home prices are down 40% from their 2006 peak. So no, this isn't over by a long shot.
If you're going to buy a house, would you sit on the ropes a little bit?
It depends on what my financial situation is. If you really need a place to live and you can afford it, why not take, and if it's a great place, those are considerations to take. And also, when we're looking at the rental market, that's skyrocketing, too, in terms that people can't afford homes now, so they're going into rentals. So it may even be cheaper at some point to buy rather than rent again. But, again, it's all tied together because real wages continue to decline. So it really becomes an affordability issue. But if you can't afford it, I wouldn't buy it.
All right, Gerald. Gerald's website, part of our Twitter feed at coasttocoastam.com.